If you can do this and you can manage these things, you will be a freaking amazing leader. I promise you that, because this is where great leaders are built. Ahoy, legend. This is a new series we're kicking off, and I'm calling it Unpopular Leadership. The theme here is really around the leadership topics that no one really wants to talk about. You know, we get sold a lot of literature and books and premises around amazing leadership, visionary leadership, transformational leadership, authentic leadership, blah, 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 blah. Everyone wants to be an amazing leader, but it's important to note that there are some things that we don't talk about that I think are important and come up so often in coaching. We're going to be real on this stuff, and I'm going to bring up some topics that you may have not encountered before, but I think you need to hear because they're an important part of your leadership journey.
Yeah, boy!
I'm going to start with a really controversial topic, but who cares? We like controversy. You can't save everyone. You cannot save every single employee.
I'll never let go.
What do I mean when I say that? Save. This isn't a church. We're not preaching to people.
Hallelujah! Hallelujah!
Of course not. But what I'm talking about is you cannot take every performer, whether it be an apex hunter type A performer who's amazing but maybe a little off the rails, through to your D performer who's like, oh my God, how's this person still working here? You cannot convert everyone into an amazing, well-fitting, values-aligned team member. Wait a minute, Travis. Like, what about the why books and the books that say this is all possible? If you have a clear vision and you have good values, everyone will get on side. Like, that's what the books say. No, it's not true. There are people who will take the piss, people who will take advantage. There are people who will simply not give a shit. It's true. And you go, well, I can't have that. Well, of course not. It's your job to not allow that. But if you can't believe it, then we have a different problem. I want you to take a moment, imagine drifting back, summoning the clouds in the past highlight reel of your career. Surely, at some point, you worked with someone who was an asshole, who just didn't give a shit no matter what happened.
Put your little game down and join the group.
No. Or you worked with someone who said, I'm never leaving this place because it's a great paycheck and no one here is going to do anything about it. Think back to those moments where you encountered those people. What eventually happened? You might have left. It's entirely possible. I've seen whole departments clear out over one bad performance. No joke. All because they were untouchable, or no one wanted to do anything about it, or the leadership just wasn't strong enough. Or they got managed. Someone came in and they went, you know what? I'm not going to let this continue to happen under my watch. That's it. This person's getting sorted. Or, and this is great for the people around them, but it's a horrible thing, is they get promoted out or put onto a special project. The problem is these people are unfixable.
I regret nothing. The end.
Unless they want to have that change, they're there to sit in that misery or that status or that pay, unmovable, and as long as possible.
What day is this?
The amount of people who are sat in an organization and just like, it's a free ride, man. I'm here 8 to 4. I don't want to know about anything else. I don't want to do anything. You can just leave me alone in the corner. It's true. If you want to see it happen, I can refer you to some organizations. No, not really. But it's true. Now unwind that, come back from the clouds, and come back to where we are as leaders. What does that mean for us? This is where I have to come back to what I was saying at the beginning. You can give them all the vision you want. You can do all the values and reinforcement work. You can have clearly defined behaviors. You can put incentives on top of that. But something's going to happen that you hadn't anticipated. Nothing. They're not going to move. They're not going to change. They'll play the game, but they're actually not going to progress. Great, Travis. Thank you. All the books I've read are not true. Well, no, the premises are still true, but they leave out the asterisk which says sometimes the person just has to be moved on or managed. Now, I have seen where some people get put on performance management and they turn a corner. It's like, oh, it's getting a bit real now. What if I lose my income? Like, where else would I go? I didn't realize it was serious. No one's ever pulled me up on it before. Great. I love it when that happens. Why? Because you turn someone around. It's like, this is the bad kid, and you turn them around to be the great kid.
I go to work.
That's what we want. We want this change. We want people to go, oh, I have a new level of awareness that wasn't there, and I understand how my actions affect my team around me. But that won't always happen. There's some people where you will have to performance manage fully out of the organization, out of the team.
Are you sure about that?
The reason I bring this up is this is an unpopular opinion. There are very, very few pieces of literature that you see around in the leadership sphere, in the culture sphere, in the management sphere that talk about, well, sometimes you need to just move people on. But I think it's okay. You know, I talk about in all the stuff we do around healthy attrition. What the hell is healthy attrition? Unhealthy attrition is things like a person had a grievance and we promised them something and we didn't do anything about it, so they quit. Or the person didn't like their leader and they raised complaints and the organization didn't respond. That's unhealthy, right? We could have done something to retain them.
You don't want to be like this.
Healthy attrition is things like, we had an employee, they were performing poorly, we put them on performance management, we provided them coaching, we provided them leadership, we provided them every opportunity, and they quit. Well, that's healthy attrition. They were not a good fit, and we moved them on. But we need to, as organizations, start to understand, and I'm doing this for you, I want you as the leader to understand that it's okay when that happens. It's okay for people to leave. It's okay for someone to go, I'm not gonna stay here because I don't like what this will do to my career and I don't like how people are seeing me struggle. That's fine. That's healthy attrition. On the back of all of that, what I want you to be thinking as you continue to move through your day and your week and your month and your career is, what are some of the unpopular things, like not being able to save someone from themselves, that I'm going to have to do as a leader? And am I okay with that? Because if you're not, it won't happen. And that means your whole team will be feeling the brunt of all of this stuff, of this unmanaged issue where, oh, I don't really want to lose them and I know they're never going to change, so I'm just going to ignore it. You can't be that kind of, you're not that kind of leader. To wrap up, your call to action and homework is to look at what are some of the things that I know are linked to some people's performance that I haven't dealt with, and what am I choosing to accept and what am I maybe just neglecting? If you've tried everything with a person, you've tried giving them performance goals, you've tried incentivizing them, you've tried coaching and encouraging them, and they don't want to change, I want you to go away and say, is this the time? Is this one of those situations that crazy Travis mentioned? Maybe it's time to move that person on. If you can do this and you can manage these things, you will be a amazing leader. I promise you that, because this is where great leaders are built. They make the hard calls, they move on the things that don't work, they end the arrangements that don't work, and they do it as fast as they can because they recognize that these decisions directly affect the trajectory of your career, the team, and the whole organization. So don't feel discouraged if you have to do one of these things. Instead, I want you to feel empowered and energized, like, yeah, I'm gonna have to do something difficult, but I know I'm in a good position to do that, and by me doing it, I will help move everyone and the whole team forward in a healthy and productive way. Now, before we wrap up, just move your mouse just a hair and click subscribe. And the other thing is, please hit the like button, because the likes really help with the promotion of the video, so we're able to provide you more content through exposure and YouTube's lovely algorithm. If you're seeing this on social media, be sure to hop on over to YouTube, where we post all of our full-length content as well. Keep being a kick-ass leader. I encourage you to take this away and own it. And if you did go away and have some of these trickier conversations, shoot me a message or drop a comment below to share how you made this successful for you. I'll catch you in the next series, and keep being a kick-ass leader. See you soon.